gut check. We wrap the text false in bool, which asks, is this true or false? The word literally says false. So the answer's obvious, right? Watch, true. The string false is true. That's not a bug. It's a rule you've been leaning on without knowing its name. Python quietly treats every value as either true or false, and today you learn exactly how. Every value in Python has a truth value. We call it truthiness. There's a short list of falsy values. Learned it once, a tiny handful of values are falsy. They behave like false. 0, an empty string, none, and false itself. Everything else is truthy. Any number that isn't 0, any string with even one character. Memorize the short falsy list, and the rest is just not that. Bool turns any value into its truth value. 4 values, 4 verdicts. 0 and empty are false, a real number and a real string are true. That surprise from the intro? Here's the why. Look, no comparison at all. Just if name. Because Ada is a non-empty string, it's truthy, so the block runs. This reads as, if there's a name, greet them. Clean. And it's how Python folks actually write it. Hello, Ada. The value carried its own truth into the if. No is not empty, no length check. The string spoke for itself. Now, blank it out and watch it flip. Same if name, but the name is empty now. An empty string is falsy, so the condition is false. Predict which branch runs. Please enter a name. The blank string counted as false, so we fell through to the else. This is the everyday way to check. Did the user actually type something? Not flips truthiness, not just booleans. If not message reads as. If there's no message. The empty string is falsy, so not makes it true. It's the cleanest way to say this thing is empty or missing. Nothing to send. If not something is one of the most common lines in real Python, you'll write it every day. Numbers play by the same rule. If items, with no comparison, quietly asks, is this non-zero? 0 is falsy, so an empty cart takes the else. Any real count would be truthy and take the if. Your cart is empty. 0 behaves exactly like emptiness, which, when you think about it, is precisely what it means. And none, the value that means nothing. None is on the falsy list, so if data is false, when data is none. You can often write if data instead of if data is not none. Just know the subtle difference. If data also catches 0 and empty, while is not none catches only none, no data. For a plain presence check, if data reads beautifully. When you specifically mean not none, be explicit. But you now understand both. Now short-circuiting and truthiness team up. Here's a gem. Name or guessed doesn't give back true or false. It gives back a value, or returns the first truthy thing it finds. Name is empty, so it's skipped, and guessed wins. One line to say, use the name, or fall back to guessed. Hello guessed. Fill the name in, and it uses that instead. This or default is everywhere in real code. The tidiest way to supply a fallback. Real quick, if this is clicking for you, tap that like button. It genuinely helps other beginners find the series, and hit subscribe so the next episode lands right in your feed. Or gives you a value, and so does and returns the first falsy value, or the last one if they're all truthy. Not always a boolean, an actual value. Ready? Then 0. So and or don't just answer true or false. They pick a value out of the operands. That's the machinery behind the fallback trick. But that fallback has one sharp edge. Say the user deliberately sets the timeout to 0, but 0 is falsy, so, or skips it, and grabs 30. The real setting got quietly overridden. Watch, 30, not 0. The OR default is perfect for strings and names, but be careful when 0 is a valid value, because OR treats 0 as missing. A real trap worth remembering. Empty and blank are not the same thing. An empty string and a string with just a space look the same on screen, but Python sees them completely differently. False, then true. A lone space counts as content. This is why forms often strip the spaces first, so a user who typed nothing but blanks still counts as empty. Let's see the whole Falsy list run. 0, 0.0, none, and false. Every value on the Falsy list checked in one go. Every one of them should come back false, 4 falses. That's the entire Falsy set for the values you know so far. Later, empty lists and empty dictionaries join it, but the idea is identical. Empty or 0 is false. It slots right into and or. There's a name, and the age clears 18. Name on its own is a truthiness check. Is it non-empty? And age is a real comparison, and joins them cleanly. Verified adult. Blank the name out, and the whole condition collapses because an empty string is falsy. Everything you've learned this stretch, working as one. Here's where truthiness bites people. The number 0 and the string 0 look almost identical, but they are worlds apart in truthiness. False? Then true? The number 0 is falsy. The string 0 has a character in it, so it's truthy. This trips up beginners constantly. If it's got characters, it's true, no matter what those characters are. One habit to drop right now. Once you trust truthiness, whole comparisons melt away. Write if name, not if name is not empty. Write if is ready, never if is ready is equal to true. Comparing a value to true is redundant. The value is already true or false. Shorter, and it reads like English. Before you go, the entire Python 0 to Pro playlist is linked in the description. Every episode in order start to finish. Go bookmark it and binge the rest. So, a small set of values are falsy: 0, an empty string, none, and false. Everything else is truthy. That lets you write if value directly and lean on or for defaults. No more comparing things to true. Try this. Set a variable called note to an empty string and use if not note to print you left no note. No comparison allowed. Let the truthiness do the work. You've mastered decisions, running code when conditions are right. But what about running the same code over and over 10 times, 1,000 times, without copy-pasting? Next up, the for loop, and it's where Python really starts to feel powerful.